Who doesn't burn heretics in their backyard with their best buds? It's just a bros night out, right? Hey guys. Alright, today we're going to be watching another Salmonella Academy video. This one is on the creative weapons of the medieval era. Now, the medieval era is in terms of, I guess, general, vibe of what the medieval times qualifies as, it's a long period. I think a lot of people typically put it 1066 to, 1400s or something is, I think, usual time frame. 400 years. 400 years is a long time. There's a lot of advancements that occur, so I'm wondering, like, roughly what kind of time period we're going to see here. And also, I just realized something today as I was, looking for a video to react to. If you say his name as one word, his full name is one word, it sounds like Salmonella. And I'm kind of wondering if he did that on purpose at this point. Or if his name's actually Sam Onella and then I'm just sorry. I saw that in a comment. Anyway, on a comment on one of his videos. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna shut up and let's watch the creative weapons of the medieval era. Good old intro.
Hey kids,
Hi.
when most people think of the Middle Ages, they think of them as being like humanity's dumb teenage years, where all we did was play harpsichord in our room and burn heretics with our friends. But that's not entirely true.
Man, who doesn't burn heretics in their backyard with their best buds? It's just a bros night out, right?
In fact, I would argue that the medieval era saw just as much genius as any other period in time. It's just most of that genius went towards finding new and creative ways to brutally slaughter those you disagree with. Here's a few highlights.
True.
First, we'll talk about the Warwolf. So, as you can imagine, medieval castles were
yeah.
not easy to break into. They were basically like those jungle gym things at Chuck E. Cheese's. Massive in size, intentionally confusing layout, security everywhere, and by the end of your visit, you'd probably end up with some kind of disease. So in order to help penetrate
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong with that.
fortresses, medieval armies would often utilize siege weapons, one of the most popular of which was the trebuchet. Now this device is interesting enough on its own, but it gets better. So around 1300 AD, King Edward I of England was in the process of invading Scotland.
Oh, I think I know this story. And then it's displayed in the movie Outlaw King, which, by the way, is a good movie. And I think if you're a history fan, especially an English history fan, it's good. They mix together historical events into like one thing. Fine. I'd rather things get mixed together and explained as one event in a movie rather than them like completely leaving out events or whatnot. I just said whatnot twice in a row. I'm losing my mind. Anyways, I believe this is his use of the Warwolf is displayed in the beginning of the movie. The Scottish rebels, they surrendered before he got to use his weapon. And he's just like, I had this thing built. I want to use it. So he used it.
However, one fortress known as Stirling Castle was giving him a lot of trouble. He laid siege to the building for many months without any real progress. Then one day he woke up and had a revelation. Hey guys, listen, why are we wasting our time building all these regular-sized trebuchets when we could just build one giant one and call it a day? So that's what he did. This gargantuan war machine was known as the Warwolf and stood at around 6 stories tall.
Whoa,
to give a bit of perspective,
this
is about as tall as King Kong was in his largest film depiction. So basically, picture a giant fucking ape launching boulders.
Okay, I didn't know he would use freaking King Kong as a fucking comparison. What? Okay.
Like
I love
baseballs, and you've got a pretty good idea of what the Warwolf was capable of. It was so intimidating that when the Scots saw the English constructing the beast outside the castle, they immediately surrendered out of fear. But then Edward was like, ha, fuck that, I'm gonna test this bad boy out, and proceeded to take pot shots on the castle anyway. Another devious product of the Middle Ages was a flammable substance known as Greek fire. Contrary to popular belief, Greek fire was not invented by the ancient Greeks. Rick Riordan, you lying prick. It was
Oh my god! Wait, did Rick? Did he really say that in the Lightning Thief? It's been It's been like a decade since I read the books, so I can't remember. Did he really make that claim? Oh no, Rick! Come on, man. But do your research. Authors make mistakes. It's okay. It's okay.
It was actually invented in the 7th century AD by the Byzantines, who happened to inhabit Greece at the time. Historians still don't know exactly what it was made of, but they
Yeah.
do know that it acted a lot like napalm, sticking to ships, sticking to people, even floating and continuing to burn on the surface of the water. The Byzantines also had these siphon-like tubes that they'd put on the front of their...
Yeah, no, Greek fire is a really interesting thing in history because it's like it existed for a significant portion of time, and the fact that it was also used extensively, or rather extensively, by the Byzantine military, especially on their ships, as we're seeing here, you would think that a bunch of spies from neighboring countries and empires would, steal the ingredients to this, steal how the hell they're making it. But no one really did. No one did, and no one figured out how the heck it was made, which is just weird to think about. Because it's like something like this, definitely there would have been attempts to steal it, and it's like how the heck was this made then? How'd they know what to do? Did they like fill a bunch of pots or whatnot with Greek fire, and then after the death of a certain scientist or king or emperor or whatever, they lost the recipe to make Greek fire, but they made so much in that dude's lifetime or whatever after figuring it out that they just had so much to use for the next like century or something. I don't know. It's weird that how certain things get lost in time.
Boats to pour Greek fire on the enemy, kinda like makeshift flamethrowers. These were retired pretty quickly though, mostly because when you put the words makeshift and flamethrower next to each other, you're bound to run into some problems eventually. Our next bright idea comes from a woman known as Olga of Kiev. So Olga was a princess who ruled the area around the capital of modern-day Ukraine from 945 to 963 AD. And she had quite a track record for being just a total badass. For example, the Drevlians, a tribe of people under Kiev's control, once sent 20 men to Kiev in order to convince Olga to marry their prince, under the pretense that if they did marry, the prince could claim her rule over Kiev. In response, she had all 20 of them buried alive. She then sent a letter to the prince saying she accepted his proposal, but she would need a bunch of his most distinguished governors to escort her on the journey. Once the men showed up, Olga was like, "Hey guys, long journey, huh? How'd you like to take a bath in this here bathhouse?" They were like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds great." "Okay, have fun, you guys." Man, it's like a sauna in here. It is a sauna, dipshit. You have a point. So long story short, this lady just did not give a heck. My favorite story about her starts with her besieging a Drevlian city that refused to pay tribute to her. The people in the city were already well aware of the type of rampaging that Olga was capable of, so they were already scared shitless. But when she showed up, she was like, "Alright, you know what guys, I'm gonna play nice. Just bring me 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows from each household and I'll be on my way." Okay. What are they for exactly? We're just hungry. I mean, we got some food too. We could just give... I'm sorry, did I fucking stutter? Alright, birds it is. Then, once the creatures were in Olga's hands, she had each of her soldiers tie a cloth-bound piece of sulfur to one of the birds' feet, which was then set alight. The birds were then released all at once, and when they flew back into the city, their nests acted like little piles of tinder, resulting in nearly every house in the entire city erupting in flames simultaneously. And while the whole place burned to the ground, Olga just sat and watched. By the way, it's...
Yo! I think I'm in love. Wow, that's fucking sick.
Worth mentioning that, after her death, Olga was canonized as a Catholic saint, presumably around the same time as Saint Tiffany, who went around pushing in the soft spots of babies, and Saint Jerry the Goat Fucker, who, as the name implies, fucked a lot of goats. In conclusion...
Dude, honestly, you never know where the hell Salmonella is gonna go in the video. You can't predict the man.
Pay your taxes. To my loyal subscribers, I'll see you in 3 months. I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I love him so much. I love his videos so much. He's so fucking crazy. I love it. So random too. I don't I I don't know what to say. We watched the video. I reacted. We laughed. We had a good time. I'm kind of surprised it was only 3 inventions in about 4 minutes. I'd like a part 2 where we explore more creative weapons of the medieval era. That would be cool. I would like that. But hey, what can you do? That's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Leave a suggestion down below for what you'd like to see me react to next. And as always, have a good day. Thank you.